Gymnasium for the second game of our doubleheader, and a matchup between the Wilkes University Colonels and the Delaware Valley University Aggies. Well, we've reached that time of year where we talk about all the different playoff possibilities in the MAC Freedom Conference. We know this much. We know DeSales will be the top team in the conference. They have wrapped up the top seed already. They are idle today. They will play here on Tuesday night. We know this much. We know Kings and FDU Florham will play each other in the playoff game. They play each other today, and whoever wins that game will get to host that one. And that's about all we know. From there on, there are 4 different teams that can finish in second place, and the Aggies are one of them, along with Stevenson, Arcadia, and Lycoming. There are 5 teams alive with a chance to host a home playoff game. Take those 4 teams and throw in Misericordia. And Wilkes is still playing for some playoff positioning of their own. The key thing for the Colonels, stay out of the last place spot, and stay out of the play-in game, and they just need to win one more to assure that's the case. Other than that, lots of stuff still up for grabs. For Delaware Valley, the Aggies, with a win here today, would virtually assure that they can't fall any farther than 5th in the conference standings. If you're looking at the potential playoff matchups for Delaware Valley, they could match up with Lycoming, with whom they've split. They could match up with Stevens, whom they lost to in overtime. And they could match up with Arcadia, who I think they'd just as soon not see again. But Eric, what are your thoughts about this one? Now, you know the opposing team's best player pretty well. You guys went to high school together.
Well, not the same class, of course. I was in 2017. He's a sophomore, right. So that would make him
He's old.
2020.
Older, right? Yes.
Yeah. So, but I did follow a lot of the Penridge basketball because that was actually one of our better teams the past few years. They actually made a conference championship. I forget exactly what the thing was, but Trent Fisher was a big part of it, and obviously he's a big part of Wilkes too. He's a leading scorer, rebounder. He's the leading in steals and blocks, and he's a big man, and he plays with a lot of energy and very fast as well. So you'll see that. And going off that heartbreaking loss with Del Valle on Wednesday against Stevens, it was double overtime. If you didn't watch the game, I don't blame you because it was a late night.
It went a long time, yeah.
But we had double overtime. We have, unfortunately, Pernell Gee left after, I think it was still in the first half when he unfortunately had to leave. He jumped up, and I don't know if he separated his shoulder, but it was a freak injury. Gordon actually will have more on that because he spoke to Pernell today a little bit before the game.
Yeah, he came over and said hi. It was nice to talk to him for a while.
Yeah. So, again, I'm really looking forward to seeing Trent play because I know what he brings to the table, and he did a lot for Penridge High School, and I'm just excited to see how his game has evolved ever since he got into the collegiate level.
Well, Trent Fisher, joined by Caden Merrifield, Joey Zavorsky, Matthew Davidizer, and the senior from Hershey, Pennsylvania, Sean Collar. That's your starting lineup for the Colonels. They're coached by Izzy Metz. And now the starting lineups for the Aggies. First out of the chute, that's the senior guard from Solebury, Pennsylvania, number 0, Matt Paulus. Next out, Aggies leading assist man, the sophomore guard from West Orange, New Jersey, number 4, Godley Mark. He fibbed to us. I probably won't start today, but there he is. The Aggies leading scorer and rebounder from Germantown, Pennsylvania, 6'4", Pernell Gee. Joined in the front court by the senior swingman from Spring City, Pennsylvania, 5'11", number 21, that's Nestor Diaz. And rounding out the starting lineup, getting his 17th start of the season, the freshman from Philadelphia, New Foundations Charter Project, 6'1" power forward, number 23, Jordan Gomes. Aggies coached by head coach Mohamedou Kaba, graduate of East Stroudsburg University. Coach K in his first season with the Aggies, so their record is his record, 12-9. Well, Eric, you mentioned Trent is fast and strong and big, and the last time the Aggies played someone like that, it didn't go so well, so that could be a matchup problem.
Mr. Watkins, I believe, was
yes, from Arcadia.
That's right, so we'll see if they have an answer for Trent Fisher here. And I'm looking forward at Mark Godley and Mr. Jordan Gomes, because they really struggled against Stevens. And I think that was the difference maker, obviously, and why they didn't pull away from that game
Yeah, they had an off night, a career night for Thomas Ibadapo, and the tip is won by Trent Fisher, and Purnell is going to play center on defense against Trent Fisher. We'll see how that goes.
And again, with that shoulder injury, that's going to be a lot of body-to-body contact. So we'll see.
Not going to be a low contact day for him. Colonels lose the ball, but get it back. This is Joey Zavorsky. Zavorski's shot is up and good. And the senior guard from New Cumberland, Pennsylvania, gets the Colonels on the scoreboard. It's 2-0, Wilkes. Zavorsky averaging 3.5 points per game. This is his 4th start of the season. This is Jordan Gomes for Paulus. Not Paulus for Gomes. Gomes for 3. Not his strong suit. No good. Diaz with the offensive rebound. Paulus, that is his favorite shot. And stripped away out of bounds. Last touch by Matthew Davidizer. It will be Aggies ball. First matchup of the season between these two teams, because the first one was what would have been the first one up in by COVID. Registered as a forfeit victory for Del Val. Godley Mark, Aggies sophomore point guard for Diaz, and now for Gomes. Gomes, good pass. Gee collects, puts it up, no, tips it out, and another offensive rebound. Paulus for 3, got it. So the Aggies extend that possession a couple of times, and the Aggies leading 3-point shooter puts Del Val up 3-2. Aggies with a full court press that the Colonels will break. Sean Collar for 3, no, and Nestor Diaz has 3 rebounds in 90 seconds. 2 offensive, 1 defensive. Godley Mark for Paulus, and that's a foul as Paulus has his legs cut out from under him by Sean Collar. First foul of the game. Always look at the matchups and see how many different starting lineups teams have had in this COVID era. Sean Collar is one of just 2 guys to start every game, and the other guy didn't start this game. So now he's one of just 1 guy. And a foul on the floor. Drake Marshall also had started every game before today for the Colonels, but not today. A foul on number 5, that's Zavorsky, that's his first, and team second. So Purnell Gee to the free throw line. He is the team's leading free throw shooter, 81%. First one is good. He, a media and communications major, transferred into Del Val from Penn State Abington a season ago. Graduate student here at Del Val. And Purnell splits a pair. Del Val with a 4-2 lead. David Iser, the freshman guard from Reading, brings it up. He played here in the COVID season last year. 2 teams split their 2 matchups. Del Val winning in Wilkes-Barre, Wilkes winning here. Sean Collar. And that's a traveling violation on Sean. Well, so far, what do you see on the defense on Trent Fisher? He hasn't had a shot yet.
Yeah, Purnell's doing a pretty good job just, facing him up face to face, not letting him get the inbound. And again, I'm assuming that's changed. That possession, Trent was mostly just doing pick and rolls type of thing, and Purnell with the cut there and turns over to Trent Fisher, what I was just talking about.
David Iser, the Reading product, up ahead. Rotation to Fisher. Fisher storms in, no good, but he's fouled. And Trent Fisher will go to the line. I think they're going to get Nestor Diaz for the bump. Yep. Diaz is first, team's first. And the senior from Sellersville heads off to the foul line. So they are the Penridge Rams.
Percy, PA, so about 10 minutes from here.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming his family's probably here.
I would think so. Look for the person who looks most nervous. That's probably his mom. Let's see how she responds to this free throw.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I know who it is, just from the body language. We'll see if that's right or not. 4-2. Godley Mark. Pass to Nestor Diaz for the layup. Up and good, and Trent will have to get that down. There we go. 6-2. Nestor Diaz off to a fast start. He's got 3 rebounds and 2 points and a foul. So,
One thing-
from Spring City.
One thing defensively you want to keep an eye on for Del Val is how they're going to guard that three-point line. Wilkes comes into the game leading the Mac Freeman three-point percentage at 36.6%, and his third in 3 points made, which is 186. So far so good. Not a three-pointer with almost 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. First half.
I would think Fisher's presence has a lot to do with that in terms of collapsing the defense. David Heiser. Colonels have dropped 3 straight coming into this game. Their last win was the strangest result of the half, as Madison Smith gets up close and personal with one of the Colonels. Last touch by Paulus before he went out of bounds. Wilkes beat DeSales 46-44 in a game that DeSales had something like 22 points in the first half, or 16 points. It was 20-16 at the half. And again, DeSales by far the best team in the conference. Collar for 3, no. David Heiser the rebound. Nice pass to Collar. And Collar gets on the scoreboard. 6-4. Aggies by 2. Thomas Ibadapo into the game, as is Frances Robles Montas. As is Matt Paulus, who was standing out of bounds. Turnover. Edward Jones also in. Ewens Lazima also in.
I'm really interested to see Thomas play today. He had a great showing, and that he's pretty much what carried them to double overtime against Stevens. Unfortunately, wasn't able to come up with the victory. I believe he finished with 17 points.
Yep. His
jump shot looks great. I mean, that's what he struggled with a lot this year when we've been seeing him, is his jump shot is just not there. And Trent Fisher, here he goes.
Well, Fisher draws the contact on Edward Jones, who picks up the personal. Second foul on the Aggies. First on Jones. Fisher back to the foul line. Colonels are 7-14 this season, 4-9 in conference. They've been better on the road than at the March Center, where they're 2-7. Coming off a full season, in which they were 11-14, 4-10 in the MAC, tied for 6th. So they have not been in the playoffs in a couple of years. And Fisher gets that one to sit. And
someone's checking for Wilkes.
Wilkes is going to get their first sub of the day. It's a junior guard from Newbury Park, California.
Wow.
Number 22, Nickerson DeMelfi. And from a little closer to home, I thought that was, no, that can't be. Wow, that guy is that's a lot taller than I thought it was. That's Jackson Schaefer. He went to Delaware Valley High School in Milford, Pennsylvania. 6'5" freshman. Robles Montas for Paulus. 6'5" Aggies. Paulus for Robles Montas for 3. No. Jones climbs the back, and he picks up his second foul. See if Coach K goes. Yep, so Nestor Diaz is going to come back in quickly. Edward Jones. It is going to be a lengthy senior night presentation on Tuesday. The Aggies have 11 players in their rotation, and 8 of them are seniors or grad students. One of the 3 who's not, Ewens Lazima, pokes the ball away. The only 3 guys who would be back next year. Lazima, who also came over and said hi before the game. That was nice. Godley Mark and Jordan Gomes. Everybody else will be crossing the stage to graduation. I said to Ewens when he came over, I said, "You're a good spark off the bench defensively." He smiled and said, "I try."
Well, he'd be a great cornerback right now for Del Val. I mean, he's every pass that's trying to get inbounded, he's just saying no.
6'5" Aggies, Colonels, do finally get it across the timeline. David Heiser as Ibadapo fronts on Fisher. Schaefer for 3. No. And rebound trickles out of bounds. It'll be Del Val ball. So Robles, Montas, Diaz, Lazima, Paulus, and Ibadapo, the 5 on the floor. And I should say hello to the Lazima family, as they said that his parents love our broadcast. So hello there. 6-5, Ibadapo. The wrestling team is fired up about something over there in the right corner. Ibadapo, touch, no. Schaefer with the rebound. Fisher runs the floor. Ibadapo comes down to meet him. Still 6'5" Del Val. Fisher drives. Shot is possibly altered by Ibadapo. No good. Fisher still looking for his first field goal. Aggies by 1. Oh, Owens Leesma. Nice move. Whoops. Ibadapo unable to come up with it. David Iser the other way. 1-on-2. And that's guy's not on your team. Ibadapo slows it down. No. Gets his own rebound. Pump fake. Up. Yes. And Izzy Metz has seen enough. Pretty messy first 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Aggies with an 8-5 lead. Well, so here's the story for Delaware Valley. Here's the possible playoff picture. The Aggies are 8-6. They get Wilkes and into Sales, and then they are idle for the last game of the year. Normally the season would end on a Saturday for them. It ends on Tuesday here at home. They could finish in second place, but here's what would have to happen for that. Stevens would have to lose all 3, including to FDU Florham, who hasn't won a game yet this year. Lose 2 of 3, including the Kings, who's won 2 games all year. And then you would need Lycoming to beat Arcadia and lose to Misericordia or Delaware DeSales. I spent a lot of time figuring this out last night. I'm not sure why. The most likely route to a home game for Del Val is they win both here today and here on Tuesday against DeSales. And Lycoming, who's cooled off a bit, loses 2 of 3. That would get the Aggies into 4th place because they would have the tiebreaker over Lycoming. Incidentally, the worst they could finish is 6th. If they lose out and Misericordia wins out. But again, for Delaware Valley, I think it's a matter of trying to get in a home game, and if you can't do that, just hope you stay away from Arcadia, who's a bad matchup for them. Wide open 3 for the Colonels. It is no good. And Ryan Black, who is checked in, snares the rebound. Touchdown pass to Pernell Gee, whose shot is blocked, but he is fouled by Nickerson DeMelfi. And Pernell back to the foul line where he's 1 for 2. I guess now's as good a time as any to give you the scores from the other games. Lycoming leading Arcadia 15-14. Stevens on top of Misericordia 17-9. And Kings and FDU Florham, who could be seeing a lot of each other over the next week or so. That's a close game that Kings leads 23-20. Again, a 9-team conference. All 9 teams will make the playoffs. 8 will play 9 in a play-in game. And then they will play 3 games in 1 week with the championship game on a Sunday. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, I believe, is the setup. Good energy from Del Val here.
Yeah, very good energy. And again, another fun stat for you. The Aggies have forced 434 turnovers this season, 105 more than the next highest team. So,
wow.
Well, that's no way to...
Jackson Schaefer. Well, he got open, but he missed it. 10-5, that's a mistake. Trent Fisher playing safety. Intercepts it. Fisher, yeah, that's... I don't know. Fisher thinking alley-oop for Jackson Schaefer, but...
Something tells me he probably can't dunk.
Yeah. 10-5 Del Val. It's a 4-0 run for the Aggies. Gomes sends Gee in motion. Blows by Schaefer for 2. 12-5, Aggies by 7. Here comes this frenetic press again. DeMelfi breaks it, and the Colonels will settle back down. It's DeMelfi, Schaefer, Fisher, David Iser, and Caden Merrifield. The 5 on the floor, and Caden Merrifield, the freshman from Scranton, gets called for the foul.
I believe that was an illegal screen there. That's what they got called for.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was DeMelfi with the foul. Yeah, that's his second. So he goes to the bench. Schaefer goes to the bench. And Colin Post. You know him too? He's also from Penn Ridge High School.
Yeah, he's the same class as Trent Fisher.
Yeah. Well, Izzy Metz apparently went to a lot of those games. 12-5. As Gee couldn't get the layup to sit there. Fisher calling for the ball. Gee doing a heroic job.
Cornell's doing a great job just getting in front of him every time so he can't get the inbound. But now, he passes right back out.
Oh, an odd-looking shot there from David Iser, but it's good. That was an interesting delivery. 12-8. Oddly marked for Jordan Gomes. Head fake, pump fake, all kinds of fakes. Nope, pass to Esther Diaz for 2. 4 points for the senior from Spring City, and he nearly has a steal there. Foot on the out-of-bounds line.
Wilkes is struggling with this full court press. Usually teams struggle in the first 10 minutes or so, really figuring out how to beat it. But once they do, it can usually lead some wide open threes. But they've been struggling so far. They're just struggling to get it over half court every time.
Colonels turn the ball over 15 times per game. Aggies force 21 per game. Drive in, shot, no, but Fisher is fouled. And Trent will head back to the foul line.
And that's what he does best right there. I've been watching Trent for about 2 or 3 years now. That's what he does best. His footwork is very good for his size, and he always is able to get to the rim. Unfortunately, not the best free throw shooter, so if you're a Wilkes Colonels fan, you want to see him obviously improve on that. He's only a sophomore, so he's got plenty of time to improve it, but big body, quick feet, it's hard to stop. And as I say that, he knocks down the first. And checking in now for the Colonels, number 3. I believe that is...
Go ahead, do you want to give it a shot?
Bradley... I'll let you handle it, Gordon.
We'll go with Anacreon. Bradley Anacreon from Wisconsin, New York. I was hoping you knew. Ryan Black for Del Val, Diaz, Gee, Gomes, and Luzima, the 5 on the floor. Aggies by 4. Backdoor cut. Luzima, easy 2. Caden Merrifield is getting torched on that play every single time. Steal, Gomes, score.
Yep, Wilkes is going to need a timeout there. Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. Seems like their offense is just flowing through the cutting and going type of offense, which, you know, Del Val, again, is very quick, like high tempo, fast pace, so that works out in their favor. And again, Wilkes is just struggling to get the ball inbound every possession when Aggies score. And again, it leads to another turnover and another easy 2 for the Aggies.
18-10 Del Val. We gave you the Aggies playoff positioning. Here it is for Wilkes. Wilkes is 4-9. They have 3 games left. After today, home on Tuesday for their Mayor's Cup rivalry with Kings. And then they finish at Stevens next week. The best the Colonels can finish is 6th if they win out and Misericordia loses out. The worst they could finish is in the play-in game, although that would be hard to do. If they finish in a tie with Misericordia, the Cougars have the tiebreakers. So, in all likelihood, they are a 7th place team, which means they're playing whoever comes out of that pile with the 2nd seed.
I just want to take a moment real quickly, Gordon. I know the YouTube comments are disabled, but I want everybody that's listening to the broadcast right now to thank Gordon for that, because that's going obviously beyond. And
I got a lot of time on my hands, man. What can I tell you?
I was going to say, I can only imagine how much time that took for you.
Colonels out of the huddle. And checking in. Colin Post back in. Merrifield breaks the press. Well, they figured that out. David Iser. Bradley Anacreon for 3. No. Jordan Gomes with the rebound. Jordan wants to run. With the Aggies will slow it down. Luzima for Ryan Black for 3. Yes! Ryan Black, 35% three-point shooter, not a high-volume guy, but effective. And Merrifield just fires it off the right knee of Gomes, and you can see the frustration. 21-10, Colonels with 5 seconds to go to cross the timeline. Black, Gomes, and Gee out. Paulus, Robles, Montas, and Ibadapo in. Fisher to Merrifield, and Anacreon breaks the press. David Iser. Oh, good play by Luzima, and that is off of David Iser. Hey, Lazima's been electric here on defense.
He's a great defender. He's always going to give it 100% on every possession. And again, like I said, off the bench, that's exactly what you want. And he does just that.
Coach K saw something he wants to correct with Paulus on defense, so he pulls him out for Godly Mark and gives him some instructions. He's going to send him right back in. Mark been quiet here, averages almost 28 points per game in junior college last season. He can score. Ibadapo for Diaz. Diaz, tough shot, got it. Esther Diaz, hard work. Sure it's not senior day today. He's looking pretty good.
Another turnover? Nope, we're going to get the foul.
Lazima with a little help from the official.
I believe Lazima will actually get called for that as well.
We mentioned this in the women's game, but the biggest news coming out of this week in Wilkes University sports is that they'll be leaving the conference. Members of the MAC for 50 years or so, they'll be headed to the Landmark Conference, joining their former rivals, University of Scranton, who used to be in the Freedom Conference years ago. Wilkes and Lycoming will move on to the Landmark. Jumper up and good for the lanky Jason Eberhardt from Lebanon, Pennsylvania. 12th game of the season for Eberhardt, who averages 2.5 per game. Diaz for Ibadapo matched up with Eberhardt. Oh, Thomas toasts him. 25-12. Colonel's Collar thinks about a three, hands it off for Eberhardt instead. Eberhardt's hit 3 threes this season in only 5 attempts, so he will shoot from out there. Does not play very much. Drive in, open look for three, no. And Lazima skies for the rebound off the Zavorsky miss. 25-12 Aggies. Diaz fakes on Zavorsky. Dishes to Ibadapo. Foul line, no. And Eberhardt with the rebound. Is Trent Fisher getting a break here for the Colonels. 25-12 Aggies. Zavorsky, three on the way, rattles out, and Acreon couldn't get the rebound. Diaz rips it away. Colonels to start the game are 1 for 7 from three.
Yeah, and that's going to change eventually again. They're leading the conference in three-point percentage, so get as much of a lead as you can before those shots start falling down.
Newlands and Zima, 4 points on the alley-oop, and a foul will be called.
It's going to be on Paulus, I believe.
Yep. 16 foul on Delval. His first. So single bonus coming here for the Colonels on the next dead ball, or on the next foul rather, excuse me. David Heiser returns. David Heiser, Zavorsky, Collar, Eberhardt, and Merrifield. So 4 starters minus Fisher on the floor. Brunel Gee in the game. And a push on Robles Montas. So that will be free throws as Eberhardt took the shove in the back. They're showing Diaz, but it's Robles Montas. Francis is first. Paulus, Jones, Robles Montas, Medina, Gee, Diaz, Ibadapo, and Black. All seniors or grad students.
Here's something interesting. Pernell Gee wearing the mask.
Yeah, I think he might have forgotten that it's on. Mark shot, no. 27-12, or maybe he just prefers it that way. David Heiser, got it, count it, going to the line. Matthew David Heiser, the freshman from Exeter Township, just on the northeastern border of the city of Reading. The foul is on Robles Montas, who picks up his second foul in about 10 seconds. A three-point play opportunity coming up for David Heiser, who's the wrong person to foul. He's a 79% free throw shooter, leads the team. Sean Collar checks out, replaced by Donovan Breeding, sophomore, 6 foot. 6'4" forward from Manassas, Virginia. Number 21. David Iser, no. Diaz with another rebound. Aggies lead by 13. 8:57 to play in the first half. Backdoor cut, yes, Paulus got it, count it, going to the line.
And again, those cuts are just, Wilkes is not ready for him. I'm not too sure what's going on, but definitely a defensive breakdown, and coach is talking to somebody over there on the sideline already.
Joey Zaborski, yeah, who picks up his second foul, 5th on the Colonels. Izzy Metz, graduate of Hobart College up in upstate New York. He was the Statesman's head coach for 5 seasons, then came south from the Finger Lakes to Wilkes. Was the 2018 Conference and Region Coach of the Year. Paulus, a reliable free throw shooter, misses that one. 29-14. Eberhardt says, okay, I'll take it myself. Fisher has had his break. Eberhardt weaves his way in line, leaves it at the feet of Zaborski, who lays it up for 2. 29-16. 4 points for Joey Zaborski now.
Yeah, unfortunately for Purnell there, he tried to get that steal and wasn't able to come away with it. And he's playing their 5 position right now. And you know, once he missed that just left the lane wide open, and Zaborski was able to get the easy 2.
Paulus for Gee. Kicks it back for Matt. 5 on the shot clock. Richard Thomas into the game. Over for Gomes. Gomes weaves, leaves. Thomas shoots. No, way off the mark. And a shot clock violation. Seems like a rough way to mention him, but Richard Thomas is in the game. Freshman guard from Philly. Ryan Black checks in. He says, whoops, forgot about that. Black in, Paulus out, so a little more height for the Aggies. 29-16 Del Valle. Breeding for Fisher. Fisher posts up on the smaller Gee, blows right by him. Layup up, no good. Rebound batted around and controlled by Richard Thomas. Thomas for Gomes. Gomes with Mark in front of him. Shot won't go, but he's fouled and will go to the line.
Fisher is really struggling early here from the floor. He's got to be.
He's like 1 for 6 or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, 0 for 3. Seems like worse than it is because the shots that he's missed where he's had free throw attempts don't count. Gomes, this is the one part of his game you'd really like to see him improve. He has improved vastly from the COVID season where he started most of the games last year to this year. But he's still finding his way at the foul line where he's a 58% free throw shooter. And he hits 1 of 2 here. 3 points for Jordan. Aggies by 14. As Merrifield goes right down the court. Breeding for 3. No. Fisher over the top of everybody. Breeding wide open. Layup is good. Good find from Trent Fisher. Aggies down the floor. Fisher got beat. Gomes couldn't finish though. Right idea. Gomes just couldn't get it to sit. David Iser.
Yeah. Gomes had to put it high off the glass there because Fisher actually leads their team also in blocks as well, which doesn't surprise me. He's a big man.
Eberhardt gets that one to roll home. Jason Eberhardt for 2. His first 2 of the game, and the Colonels within 12. 30-20. Gee. Thomas with a head fake. Thomas does not shoot very much from out there. Gee gets Eberhardt off his spot, fires it up, no good. Rebound controlled by David Iser. David Iser, open look for Merrifield, who dribbles into the corner.
I thought he was outside.
Oh, that is a charge. Yeah, Breeding out of control there, runs over Jordan Gomes. And that is Jordan Breeding's first foul, team foul number 8. Donovan Breeding, excuse me. And a timeout taken.
Delaware Valley takes a full timeout.
Aggies by 10. Stevens leading Misericordia 42-23. Florham and Kings are tied at the half at 28. Arcadia and Lycoming, the Knights of that one 33-29. DeSales is idle today. Division III basketball tournament, 64 teams. I think something like 48 automatic bids, including one out of this conference. All plays down to a national championship game in Fort Wayne, Indiana. On the women's side, same deal, 64 teams. Automatic bid out of this conference. And their national championship game moves around from year to year, and this year will be in Pittsburgh. (30-20). Aggies break the huddle with Robles Montas, Godley Mark, Nestor Diaz, Ryan Black, and Thomas Ibadapo. Aggies off to a strong start here in the half. Want to finish the half strong, go into the break with a decent lead. Black off the screen and roll. Nicely done. Ryan Black, soft touch. And Ryan Black, not so soft touch there. He picks up the foul, and Merrifield will head to the free throw line. Merrifield, one of a handful of freshmen who see significant minutes for the Colonels, along with Jackson Schaefer, who we saw earlier, and Matthew Davidizer. Merrifield hits the first. 16th start of his career, 20th game played. 56% foul line shooter. He gets them both. Colonels 5 of 10 for the foul line. Aggies lead by 10. Now the Colonels will try a press of their own. Ryan Black for three. Nope, not this time. Rebound contested by Diaz, but controlled by Merrifield. Colonels down by 10. Under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Davidizer for Eberhardt for Fisher. Got it, count it, going to the line. Little high-low post from Eberhardt to Fisher. And Ibadapo will pick up the personal. Actually, Ryan. Oh, it is on Ibadapo, okay. So a chance to get this down to 7 here. For Trent Fisher, Matt Paulus in. Ryan Black out. Fisher now with 5. Trainer takes a look at Black. Apparently he's okay. Fisher hard off the rebound. Breeding. Well, the ball bobbled around and eventually controlled by Nestor Diaz. Aggies by 8. Ibadapo for Paulus. Mark for Paulus. Eberhardt on him.
That's a mismatch.
Yeah, Robles Montas with a bad three, but Godley Mark snares the offensive rebound. Mark, yikes. No, Paulus does manage to save it. And Merrifield, good hustle, but out of bounds off of the freshman. Sean Collar in, Donovan Breeding to the bench. Aggies lead by 8 with 5:10 to play, 32-24. Mark has been quiet here, yet to find a basket. Oh, no. Good move, but he couldn't finish. Mark 0 for 2 so far.
Again, he's struggling this game too. He struggled last game, and
yeah, he has been getting off to very slow starts the last couple of games. Eberhardt on Robles Montas. Works him to a spot he likes and scores. Jason Eberhardt, 4 points, Colonels within 6. Mark for Paulus, and now for Ibadapo. Paulus goes around Collar. Little push shot is up and good. Matt Paulus for 2. And a timeout taken by Coach K, who wants to get Gomes, Key, and Lazima back into the game on defense.
So yeah, one thing the Colonels are doing is obviously they brought in Eberhardt with Trent Fisher, which is a tough matchup. You got Trent Fisher, who's 6'7", you got also Eberhardt, who's also 6'7". Not really anyone other than Ibadapo, who's 6'6", that can really guard that position. And you know, the next person to usually guard is Pernell Gein. He was on the bench, and you see the height differential really playing a dividends in those last minute or two. And that's why they're bringing in, I believe they're bringing in Guy again. Lazima definitely gives a defensive boost.
Yeah, I mean, Gomes does not have the height, but he has the strength to perhaps play with Eberhardt. And you just hope for the best with Trent Fisher, I think. Aggies by 8. Delaware Valley 1 for its last 4. Colonels are 4 for their last 5. Most of them coming from close in. Fisher, Eberhardt, Merrifield, Collar, and David Iser, the 5 on the floor. 4:08 to play, Merrifield. Eberhardt for Collar.
Again, Purnell's doing a great job on Trent Fisher, not letting him get the ball at all. Oh, well.
And up and good, and a blocking foul called on Lazima. So Fisher with another shot for a 3-point play.
Again, Purnell can only stay with him for so long before.
Yeah, he knows he's got to deny the ball because once it gets into Fisher's hands, there's not much he can do.
And all Fisher's got to do is just make a cut, and then that's he's going to be out of position. So
Eberhardt, very effective minutes there for Jason. Heads to the bench. Fisher hits the free throw. 8 points for Trent, and it's a 5-point Aggies lead, 34-29. Paulus. Oh, that hit Matt in the face. Nestor for Lazima. Now for Paulus. 13 on the shot clock. Little miscommunication there. Paulus. Oh, he loses the ball. Collar down the floor. Hands it off. Colonels can get this to a one-possession game. And Lazima with the block. 34-29. Lazima will run point. And a foul on Colin Post. Free throws coming here for Del Val. Lazima, for as much as he's played this year, has had very few trips to the foul line. He's 3 for 9 from there to this year. So this is 1-1. And he will not get his second. Colonels down 5. They're guarded very closely by Lazima. It's excellent defense there from
Lazima is so fun to watch on defense.
Yeah.
Just lockdown defender.
34-29, David Iser. Dribbles it out, just 5 on the shot clock. David Iser for 3. No, rebound, Nestor Diaz. Stuck on 34-29 here. Aggies by 5. Paulus, McGee spins on his man, and a bump and a foul on Colin Post will send Guy to the foul line for 1-1. Second foul on Post, 9th foul on the Colonels. Lazima out, Godly Mark in. Back to that Twin Towers look. Colin Post out. Jason Eberhardt in. Aggies 4 for 8 from the foul line. Colonels are 6 of 12. Second one coming here for Purnell. That's 6 points. Paulus leads all Aggies with 7. Trent Fisher leads all scorers with 8. And Purnell softly splashes them both home. He'll get a break. 2:26 to play. Delaware Valley back up by 7. Merrifield tries to split, runs into Paulus and Gomes. Eberhardt for Collar, for David Iser, for Collar. Long jumper for Collar is good. Sean Collar, senior from Hershey High School for 2. Bradley Mark, ball knocked away. Oh my goodness. I don't know how many times Mark is going to have it. That was like 3 turnovers in one possession, basically. 36-31. Shot blocked, pass knocked away, and then pass stolen. Fisher over the top of the defense. David Iser off the glass. No. Fisher, rebound, and he's fouled. Matt Paulus with the personal. Double bonus the rest of the half. Trent Fisher to the line for 2.
And again, having Eberhardt and Fisher out there, it's going to be hard to guard that, especially in the post, which is what they're attacking. And again, they're a known 3-point team, the Wilkes, but they're killing them right now in the post, in the paint area. And luckily for the Aggies, I mean,
yeah, they're not making their free throws.
Yeah, Fisher's really struggling from the free throw line today.
Fisher is 4 of 9. Colonels are 6 of 13. Collar heads to the bench. Nickerson DeMelfi back out there. And Fisher misses them both. He still lead by 5. 36-31. 1:34 to play in the first half. Gomes faces up on Eberhard. Ball knocked away. Gomes gets it back off from Mark. Mark is just having all kinds of problems out there. Gomes. Double teamed. Hesitates. Shot blocked by Eberhard. Well, Jason Eberhard is playing great here in this half. Colonel's down 5. Once again, a chance to make this a 1-possession deficit.
I think you might have to put Purnell and Tom out there at the same exact time, unfortunately, with their big lineup they're running.
3 for Merrifield, no, and Ibadapo grabs the rebound. Godley Mark down the floor, takes a smack to the face, no call. 22 seconds on the shot clock, 43 on the game clock. Mark for Nestor Diaz, cutting Matt Paulus, finds the ball, kicks it out, and Gomes will settle it down. 11 seconds. Gomes drives in, 2 guys on him. Shot no good, and he's fouled and will go to the line. See who they get.
I think it's
Eberhard, I think.
Eberhard, yeah.
It's Eberhard's first. And Gomes will get 2 free throws here. Although I guess he was in the act of shooting anyway. Jordan hits the first. 8.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 24 steals on the season for Jordan Gomes, getting his 17th start in 21 games. A counseling psychology major. And he hits 1 of 2. Fisher with the rebound. 37-31, Aggies by 6. Colonels with the shot clock off. Merrifield. Guarded very closely by Mark. David Iser off the screen. Shot clock or game clock down to 6. 4, 3. Fisher. Shot. No. And the follow also no good. So the Aggies dodge a couple of bullets there. Now there's a whistle. The officials are just looking at each other. There's no foul. And that is the way the first half comes to a close. Delaware Valley on top 37-31. Thoughts about that first half?
Yeah, great start from the Aggies. It looks like the full court press was a little bit non-existent there. Last 7 minutes or so left in the first half. I don't know if that's Wilkes starting to figure it out. Looks like they actually did start to figure out the press a little bit there. Interesting thought, though, is when who was taking the free throws at the very end there? Was that Gomes? Jordan Gomes taking the free throws? Purnell Gee was set to check in. was somebody, I think it was Lazima maybe,
Yeah.
check in when Gomes was shooting. Only Lazima checked in, not Purnell. So I'm wondering if the second half changes they're going to do is put Purnell and Ibadapo on the floor at the same time just to try to deal with Eberhardt and Trent Fisher as well.
Gonna have to figure out how to match up with size. They've got the lead at the break. We'll take a break, come back in about 10 minutes, take you around the Mac Freedom scoreboard and get your stats from this one. Welcome back here at the half. The Aggies lead 37-31. We'll get you your first half statistics in a moment, but first let's go around the Middle Atlantic Conference. All of these games in the early stages of the second half. Arcadia leading Lycoming 48-38. Stevens all over Misericordia 57-29 with a loss by Misericordia. Regardless of what happens here, the Aggies would do no worse than fifth. FDU and Kings, that game is close, and in fact FDU is opening up a bit of a lead. FDU, if they win out, which I know it's a stretch, they haven't won one yet this year, but if they did, they would be out of last place and they would get to host the play-in game. As it stands right now, Kings would host the play-in game, but Florham is on top of the Monarchs in today's game, 45-37. Right here, 37-31, Delaware Valley in front of Wilkes. Aggies in the first half, 14 of 30, that's 47%. 2 of 7 from behind the arc, that's 29%, and 7 of 12 from the foul line. Colonels, 12 of 29, 41%, but just 1 for 11 from 3. 9%, 6 of 14 from the foul line, that's 43%. Aggies out rebounding the Colonels 22-20. Assist to turnover ratio, the Colonels a -1, 7 up and 8 down. Aggies a +2, 8 up and 6 down. Leading scorers in the first half, very balanced for both teams. Matt Paulus and Pernell Gee with 7 points apiece. Paulus 3 of 3 from the floor. He hit a 3. He also had a rebound in 14 minutes of action. Pernell's numbers, 1 of 4 from the floor, but 5 of 6 from the foul line with a rebound in just 11 minutes of play. Other scores for the Aggies, Nestor Diaz with 6, Ryan Black with 5, 4 apiece for Lazima Ibadapo and Jordan Gomes. For the Colonels, they were led by Trent Fisher, 8 points on 2 of 5 shooting, 4 of 10 from the foul line, so he could have done a lot more damage. He also had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block, so a busy first half for the Colonels' big man in 17 minutes of action. Other scores for Wilkes University, Jason Everhard, who had a very good first half, 6 points and 5 rebounds, and 2 assists and a block. 5 points for Matthew Davidizer, 4 apiece for Collar and Jason Zavoski, and 2 points each for Colin Merrifield and Donovan Breeding. Leading rebounder in the first half for the Aggies was Nestor Diaz. He had 6. Leading rebounder for the Colonels was Fisher. He had 5. Well, we've been saying it for a while. Eventually the Colonels are not going to shoot 9% from the three-point line.
Yeah, again, they're coming in today, leading the MAC conference in 36.6% from three-point land, and 9% obviously is a really big difference in gap. And
yeah,
they're only down by 6, and they shot that bad.
Yeah, from both the foul line and the three-point line.
So
yeah.
Aggies got to get their act together, and they also got to figure out the whole Trent Fisher and the
Jason Eberhardt.
Yeah, they got to figure out that problem too. Again, I said before the half that maybe Purnell and Thomas being on the floor at the same time would maybe answer it.
Yeah, it's just a recurring issue all year for all these games is that they just Ibadapo is a true post man, and that's it. That's the end of the list. Gomes can play it if you need him to. Gee will play it if you need him to, but you'd rather you didn't need him to. But they have all year, and so they continue to play in those positions.
And I'm shocked Wilkes doesn't come out actually with Eberhardt as their
I am
starting
too, yeah.
because he really brought them back into this game with him and Trent Fisher. So
I know you normally start with your starters on the floor, but why? when Eberhardt was playing as well as he was. Gomes for 3, got it. Jordan Gomes, again, not a great three-point shooter. That's another facet of his game you'd like the freshman to work on. He's an 18% three-point shooter, so he takes them, he just doesn't make a whole lot. He does make that one, though, and the Aggies up by 9. Just the third make for Delaware Valley, who did not set the world on fire from behind the arc in the first half. Fisher on Gee. Gomes comes over to help. And Nestor Diaz with the steal. Diaz one-on-one, and he lays it up for 2. Good job by Nestor Diaz. He's got 8. Fisher, whoops, spins away for an easy 2. Fisher, the first man to double digits for either team. He's got 10. 42-33, Delaware Valley by 9. Mark is still looking to get on track. 0 for 2 today. Gomes thought about throwing one back door. Instead, he'll go to Mark, who Evades his man. Pull-up jumper from the foul line. No. Jordan unable to get to the rebound. Merrifield hands it off for Sean Collar. Jason Zavoski. David Iser thinks about a three. Fisher gives a screen. David Iser off the glass. No. Gee with the rebound. 42-33. Aggies by 9 here. Start of the second half. Diaz for Paulus. Gomes working on Fisher. No space there, so he kicks out for Mark. Mark, tough shot, no. Won't fall for him, and Mark continues to struggle. He's 0 for 4 now. 42-33, Colonels down by 9. Merrifield thinks about a three. David Iser. Fisher calling for the ball in the high post. Merrifield for three. Yes! Shot is good for Caden Merrifield, a 30% three-point shooter. Second three of the game for the Colonels, and they're back within 6, which is where most of the first half they lived in that area. Paulus for Gee. And he gets whacked in the nose by Sean Collar. First foul on either team in the second half. Second foul on Sean. Edward Jones picked up 2 fouls quickly, and that was the end of him. We'll see if he comes back into the rotation here. Other guys with 2 fouls in that first half. Colin Post had 2 fouls. Maybe he's got the ball into Gee. Tough shot, no.
He's holding that shoulder again.
Yeah. And a traveling violation on Zavoski. Paulus has 2 fouls. Jones has 2 fouls. Robles Montes has 2 fouls. And Lazima, who just checks in, has 2. For the Colonels, Collar, Zavorsky, Post, and DeMelfi all have 2. Burnell checks out. So Ibadapo, Lazima, Gomes, Diaz, and Paulus, the 5 on the floor for the Aggies, who've led since it was 2-0 Wilkes. They lead 42-36. Ibadapo. Paulus for Diaz for Ibadapo. Spins on Fisher, back the other way. Diaz open 3. No, kicked off the top of the backboard. And the Colonels have a 2-on-0 break. Oh. That's embarrassing. Airfield left that one long, I guess. Colonels have had it as close as 6. They haven't had it to single possession in a while. That kicks off of the foot of the Colonels.
I'm curious to see how long Coach Metz keeps out Eberhardt.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good in the first half. Haven't seen him yet here. 4 minutes into the second half. Gomes for Diaz for Ibadapo. Thomas spins. Fisher's there baseline. Ibadapo, soft touch, won't fall. Lazima with the rebound. And Lazima, instead of putting it back up, pulls it out to reset the clock. Ibadapo for Paulus. Back for Thomas. Thomas hesitates, gets his man up and scores. And a good week for Ibadapo. He's got 6 here, 17 the other night against Stevens. Aggies by 8. Oops, not so good there though. Fisher with an easy layup.
Yeah, Tom. Ibadapo was a little bit daydreaming there, and it was an easy cut there for Fisher just to get to the rim.
Jordan Gomes head fakes on a 3 shot, and he is clobbered by Zavoski. That's his 3rd. And here comes Eberhardt. Yep.
And look again, Pernell coming right to the scorer's table. So let's see if they keep in Ibadapo and Pernell. Because I would be shocked if Trent Fisher comes out already.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. He's easily their most effective player. Colonels and Aggies have a bunch of guys at the scorer's table. And let's see who's coming in for whom. Zavoski checks out with 3 fouls. Eberhardt is in. Fisher stays in.
So
David Heiser is out. Nickerson DeMelfi is in.
They take out Ibadapo for Purnell. So again, Purnell's going to be on Fisher, but who's going to be on Eberhardt?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, not Gomes, and that would have been my answer. But he's headed to the bench too, so I am surprised. Now they're going to bring Edward Jones in. So I guess it's Robles Montas, who's a shooting guard. That's a weird matchup. And Merrifield blows right by everybody. Collar for three. Yo! Badly misses. Lazima 1-on-4, which is not really a fast break. Pulls him out. Aggies by 7. Robles Montas for Diaz. He calling for the ball in the post. That is a tough matchup. Oh, spins, no, left it short. Eberhardt with the rebound. 45-38. 15 minutes to play here in the second half. Aggies led by 6 at the break. They lead by 7 now. Fisher, yes. Colonels within 5. It's the closest they've had it in a while.
They have Diaz on Eberhardt, so Diaz is only 5'11", so.
Purnell Gee goes right by Fisher baseline for 2, back to a 7-point lead. Aggies miss a chance to trap there on Merrifield on the sideline. DeMelfi, who had a quiet first half, nearly has that stolen away. Eberhardt for Collar, who thinks 3. DeMelfi for 3. Yes. Nickerson DeMelfi, a 43% three-point shooter. And the Colonels are within 4. 47-43, 14:09 to play. Robles Montas for Diaz. Jones for Gee. Fakes on Nickerson, goes by, Fisher goes by him and scores, and the Aggies will quickly call timeout. Up by 6. Purnell now with 11 points to lead Del Val. Fisher with 14 to lead Wilkes. Well, our last scheduled men's broadcast of the season on Tuesday night. Aggies play host to the top-seeded DeSales University Bulldogs from nearby Center Valley. 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Aggies with the very strange bye in the last game of the season. It's a 9-team conference. So you have an odd number of teams, so everybody has a couple of games off throughout the season. The Aggies happen to have one of theirs on the last day of the season next Saturday.
And that's going to be a great test, too, to see where Del Val is right before the playoffs begin. I mean, we'll see how much DeSales plays their starters, but even their backups are going to be really good players. So,
yeah, the one thing DeSales will be playing for both men's and women's side, not the top seed, they have that, but potential at-large opportunities in the NCAA tournament. This conference, I don't know that it's ever had a men's at-large team, or not in several years, but DeSales is a pretty good resume. And the conference has had at-large teams on the women's side, although I'm not sure there's anybody who can play with DeSales, so I don't know that that's going to be an issue. 49-43. Mark just misses. Aggies by 6. Ibadapo back out on defense. Another 3 from DeMelfi, no, and Paulus with the rebound. 49-43. Paulus down the floor for Ibadapo. Give and go on the cut. Thomas draws a crowd, loses the ball.
yeah, I'm shocked the Aggies have really pushed off that full court press. I mean, obviously that was a turnover there, so they really couldn't do a full court press, but it really hasn't been effective at all ever since that first 8 minutes so in the first half.
Bad decision there from Fisher as he throws it into the teeth of the defense. Godley Mark still looking for his first points. Ryan Black for 3. Yes! Ryan Black with 8. 2 threes for the senior, and the lead back up to 9. Here comes the full court press. very, very briefly. Oh, that's out of bounds because that hit Izzy Metz in the top of the head. There was hesitation there for a moment as Metz took it off the noggin, and he's bright red with frustration, and it probably didn't tickle. Maybe that's why Jason Eberhardt is on the bench. He looked very, very embarrassed about where that ended up. Good thing is Metz had his back to the play, so he didn't see who threw it. And bad decision by Ibadapo, who gives it right back.
2 turnovers and 2 possessions for Ibadapo.
Fisher, no, he won't take that. Eberhardt wide open. Spins, and they take your pick. All kinds of guys swinging at Eberhardt there as he comes in. They're going to get Godley Mark, who's just been absent again today. It's 2 games in a row. 0 for 5, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers.
Yeah, so far in the second half for Eberhardt, he's been just playing the wing, just a 3-point line. I don't know if he's only 3 for 5 from 3 points. I don't know why he's out there. I mean, obviously you have Fisher, who's obviously going to check out now, so he'll be able to play the paint more. But
yeah, I like the high-low look with him and Fisher.
Yeah, just let him work the paint, him and Fisher. And I mean, Ibadapo can only cover one of them.
Eberhardt with 8 points, and he's 3 of 3 from the floor and 2 of 2 from the foul line as we continue to sing the praises here of the freshman from Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Aggies by 7. Robles Montas, yikes. No, Paulus with the rebound, no. That snuck in there but couldn't get the follow. 12 minutes to go, Delaware Valley hanging on to a 7-point lead. David Iser wide open, yes sir. And a word for the wrestling team. Colonels within 4, closest they've had it in a while. 52-48. Mark for Ryan Black. Robles Montas for Ibadapo. Paulus shoos Ibadapo away. 9 on the shot clock. Robles Montas for Ibadapo. 6 on the shot clock. Thomas faces up. Shot no good. Collar with the rebound. Colonels can get it to 2 or less. David Iser. Down the floor. David Iser for Collar. No, Matthew David Iser just hit that 3. Eberhardt playing the wing. Picks up his dribble. Gets it back. Drives into 3 defenders. Kick out. Jumper from Melfi. DeMelfi is no good, and Ibadapo catches that one. 52-48, Aggies up by 4. Mark lost his defender, but just looks like he has very little offensive confidence right now. Ibadapo, no, but he's fouled. Second foul on Jason Eberhardt. So Thomas heads to the free throw line where he's a 60% free throw shooter on the season. The graduate student from Sicklerville, New Jersey. Third team foul on the Colonels of this half. Thomas hits the first. 7 points for Thomas. Aggies 9 of 15 from the foul line. Fisher returns. Eberhardt takes a seat. Sean Collar to the bench. Colin Post returns. So this is the Penridge lineup.
Make me proud, boys, but not too proud.
There you go. Diaz and Lazima all back in for Del Val. They lead by 5. I know I sound like a broken record, but chance for the Colonels to get this to single digits or single possession again. 10:20 to play. Post for David Iser. David Iser wanted Fisher. Lazima stole it away. Yes. 1-on-2. And he missed it. Gee with the follow. Aggies by 7. David Iser wide open for 3. Oh my gosh, he got absolutely clotheslined. That was a cross-body block from Ibadapo. David Iser will shoot 3. You know how they say the guy who stuck his leg out or whatever? David Iser was doing everything he could to get out of the way. Ducking and weaving and trying to fall over.
Yeah, there was no reason for Ivadapa really to.
Yeah.
I mean, he
just let him shoot it at that point.
Yeah, he was never going to get there, so I don't know. Gives him 3 free throws now.
Yeah, and David Iser is almost automatic from here. He's 2 for 2. Third one coming.
Ivadapa will take a seat.
Jordan Gomes back in. That's just Thomas's second foul, but Coach K has been rotating forwards all game. David Iser hits 3 of 3. And a timeout, a full timeout taken by Izzy Metz and the Colonels. 9:55 to play. Aggies by 4. Quick update of the other games. This game's not over, but it is. Stevens 82, Misericordia 51. 2:42 to play in that one. That will lock the Aggies in no worse than 5th in the conference, which doesn't mean all that much. Arcadia on top of Lycoming 64-49, 7:43 to play in that one up in Williamsport. That one is more helpful because the Aggies' best route to a playoff game or a home game involves Lycoming kind of falling apart down the stretch. And Kings is now back in front of FDU Florham, 58-53. In fact, that game is over.
Honestly, another thing too is thinking about it as well is Gordon, I just lost my train of thought. I was thinking about.
All right.
I don't know what I was thinking of. It'll come back to me in a second, of course.
All right. Yeah. Well, just put your hand in the air or something. Wilkes and Kings will meet each other for one of the final times as conference foes on Tuesday night. And we mentioned earlier in the game, Wilkes is headed to the Landmark Conference where they will join Scranton along with Juniata, Moravian, Catholic. Now you know it. Go back to it.
I remember now. Lazima. I just wanted to mention how much I love his lockdown defense. I'm gonna tell Chris to put a highlight reel of just him defensively. Just every possession you can just see he just never. It's very rare a man goes by him, and
he makes me nervous. I don't even have the ball. I'm not even playing. 55-51. Lazima, Black, Gomes, Diaz, and Gee, the 5 on the floor. Lazima, Gee for 3. No, Lazima can't quite get the rebound. Merrifield takes it away.
Here we go, the lockdown defense. Here it is. Oh.
Fisher, David Iser, DeMelfi, Post, and Merrifield, the 5 on the floor for the Colonels. So Eberhardt back to the bench. David Iser. Across the defense. Open look to Melfi for 3. No. And Black with the rebound. Aggies got lucky there because he was all alone. Aggies by 4. 9 minutes to play. Uzima for Gomes. Tries to get it up over the top of the defense. No. Ball tipped by DeMelfi to himself. And a chance to get this to a single possession or less. Well, no, a single possession. Fisher scores. And it's a 2-point Aggies lead. Fisher now with 16.
Trent Fisher also should have a lot more points. He's really struggling from the free throw line. His points look so easy. Like it just comes so natural to him.
And a foul on Colin Post. That's his 3rd, team's 4th.
Yeah, Post is really struggling in this game. I'm not too sure what his offensive numbers look like, but defensively he's struggling.
He doesn't have any.
Doesn't have any. Okay, and he's just
one rebound. That's it.
He's struggling. He's struggling then all around this game.
Hasn't attempted a shot yet. 55-53. DeMelfi checks out. Sean Collar is back in. Gomes fakes on Fisher, gets him up, shoots the 3. No. Aggies have gone cold from the floor here now. Scoreless for their last 150, and the Colonels can get a tie or better. They have not led since it was 2-0. Fisher calls for it. He's got Black and fires over the top of the defense. Merrifield. Over for Post for Fisher. Fisher gets Gee to reach. Shot no good, but he's fouled and will go to the line.
And again, Fisher again making it look easy, but that's a good foul. I mean, he struggled a lot from the free throw line, so make him earn it. And instead of giving it easy two, make him earn those points.
I agree with the way they've shot free throws.
And Iguodala is going to check in. I'm guessing it's going to be for Pernelgi again. That's who it's been all game. So
Fisher gets that one to roll. He's now 5 of 11 from the foul line.
Oh no, they're going to do what
Jordan Gomes. Okay.
This is what I was maybe expecting going in the second half if they did.
See if they can give Gee a smaller lineup to work on offense.
And here comes Eberhardt. Yep.
So much of that.
So this is the lineup I actually wanted to see. Was Purnell possibly probably on Fisher, and then Eberhardt with Tom.
Well, 7:41 to go. We got a brand new game, 55 apiece. Aggies led by as much as 12, but the Colonels have had the momentum in their favor really for all of this half and much of the first half. So the Aggies got off to a very quick start. Gee spins on Eberhardt, got him up and scores. 13 for Purnell. Aggies by 2 as we approach the 7-minute mark. Eberhardt hands off for David Heiser. David Heiser. Eberhardt for 3. Oh, almost. Rattles off.
A little too strong.
Yep. Godley Mark. Oh, good fake. Mark. Oh, my goodness. Woo.
That's the Trent Fisher I know.
Yeah, smush. 19 on the shot clock. Fisher with his second block.
He also has 30 blocks on the year, so that makes it 32 now on the year.
Diaz catches the inbounds. He checks in for Yikes.
Turnovers are starting to play a big part of why this comeback is possible now for Wilkes.
Yeah.
Really struggled.
Aggies have not looked crisp at all offensively. Fisher gets it. Somebody's open. Collar for 3. No. And the Colonels continue to struggle. They're 4 of 19 from 3. That's about close to half of their season average.
Yeah, I think that's the only saving grace right now for the Aggies, how bad they're shooting that three-point ball.
Godley Mark just cannot seem to get a shot off cleanly. And he's bumped. Well, there's a foul on Iguodala. Mark is saying they fouled me, but you just see everything for him is a struggle right now. He slips almost every time he cuts to his left.
Yeah, he slipped there, and he's got to be careful there because it could lead to a travel.
Yeah. Or just falling over and losing the ball.
Yeah, or that
either one would be bad. Aggies by 2. Gee says, shoos Diaz out of the way. Paulus takes it. 6 minutes even to play. Iguodala to Diaz. Diaz hangs, hits, got it. Count it, going to the line. Nestor Diaz with the finish. 10 points for the senior. Foul is on David Heiser, his second. Purnell out. Robles Montas in. Big free throw here for Nestor Diaz. And yikes. Not even close. Diaz 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals for the senior. Aggies by 4. Under 6 minutes to play. Aggies hopes of a home playoff game rest on winning this one and on Tuesday night. And he just stepped out of bounds. Merrifield stepped out of bounds, yep.
And the student section is letting him know as well.
Yeah. Turnover number 15 for the Colonels. Aggies have turned it over 9 times. They're right about at their average in terms of a turnover differential. It's +5 on the season. Wallace thinks 3. Iguodala loves that shot. Whether it loves him is a separate question. Pass. Oh, what a look! Oh, what a look from Iguodala to Godley Mark.
Wow.
61-55. Aggies by 6. 6-0 run since the Colonels tied it.
That's the best pass I've seen all year, and it comes from Thomas Ibadapo. I did not expect to say that.
Eberhardt down low for Fisher. No, he's fouled. Once again, they'll make him earn it at the line. 5:03 to play, either Ibadapo or Diaz. It'll be Diaz, and that's Nestor's second. The Aggies have 16 fouls, 17 fouls, but nobody with more than, well, only one guy with more than 2. They have evenly distributed them. Ibadapo has 3. Colonels no foul trouble of consequence either. Zavorsky and Post, who's played both of whom have played minimal minutes with 3 apiece. Although here comes Colin Post right now. There must be something they like about Post over Eberhardt because they keep making that substitution.
And again, I don't know, maybe it's just their rotation, but I haven't seen anything from Post today that would suggest
that's the right move.
Yeah.
And they both play about the same. They both play 11-minute games. They both play the same amount of minutes, so it's not like Post is a more experienced guy having an off night. Ibadapo, no. Aggies by 5, under 5 to play. David Iser, as Fisher calls for the ball.
Yeah, Fisher's trying to take over this game single-handedly now, which he can do, and
not there, and Fisher a little slow to get up. Ibadapo with the loose ball. Mark for Robles Montas. For Godly Mark. And the assistants for Del Val say, let's slow it down. Fisher nearly with a steal. Ibadapo. Happens 2 or 3 times a game where he just doesn't catch the ball. Because if he catches it, he turns around. He's got 3 guys who are half his size on him.
Yeah.
Lengthy break for Jordan Gomes, who returns. Mark out. Robles Montas out. Lazima clapping his hands behind David Heiser. 61-56. Merrifield. Colonels down by 5. Gomes with the steal. 3-on-3. Gomes will pull it out. All right. Well, run some clock here. Gomes, that kicked off a foot. That hit a foot. Hit the back of the heel of Colin Post, and the Colonels call timeout with under 4 minutes to play. You certainly would have liked to have seen something a little more aggressive than that.
Yeah.
Although they didn't really have numbers.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was 3-on-3. It probably was the best decision to just pull it out, but, I mean, obviously a turnover is
that was
not what you want to see.
Yeah.
Honestly, this game is so close. Matt Paulus has been very quiet offensively today. I don't know how many shots he has total.
Yeah, you're right. He's 4. He's got 7 points.
Really?
Yeah, all very early. Very early.
I was going to say, I don't even remember him scoring.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see Paulus take some shots right here, maybe to end the game. Purnell, I know he's not 100%. His shoulder's bothering him. I can't expect him to try to take over this game, especially when you got a 6'7" Trent Fisher. You're most likely going to be on the whole time. So I want to see Paulus take over a little bit here.
Yeah, Paulus, Godly Mark, those would be 2 guys who would be good candidates to come alive here.
And unfortunately for Godly Mark, I think right now everything is just mentally.
Yeah, it looks like he's inside his own head.
I think he's inside his own head, trying to do too much, and he's just that's going to come with time, just going away, or it's going to take one good game for it to go away. But right now, I don't know if I can rely on Godly Mark to.
I think you're right.
To make that.
I think you're right. Remember, he had the shot at the end of the Stevens game in regulation where he took it in isolation and took it down, which is fine. But what isn't fine is he took the shot after the buzzer sounded.
Yeah, he didn't shoot, and Ibadapo was
angry. Yeah,
very frustrated with him because just at least get a shot up, at least to try to win the game.
Right.
Got a whistle on the play here, and not too sure if it's something with the clock or.
No. Colonels have Fisher, Eberhardt, David Heiser, Merrifield, and Sean Collar, the 5 on the floor. Izzy Metz is asking the same thing we are. Oh, all right. Just saying that Fisher checked into the game. Lazima, he got it. Up ahead for Gomes. Gomes all alone, layup good. Oh, what a play by Lazima. Aggies by 7. 63-56. Whoa, that one had some pepper on it. Collar. 3 minutes and 30 seconds coming up. Aggies have got it back to 7. Bernal Gee backs down, strips it momentarily. Wide open three. Collar, no. Lazima the rebound. Ewens, Lazima coming alive here.
Such a difference maker off the bench. I mean, just his energy he brings on the defensive side of the floor. It's just unbelievable. And he can just shut down an opposing player. I think he can shut down anybody other than, guard, obviously, maybe not a center or something, but.
Gee for three! And the Aggies lead by 10. 2:50 to play. David Heiser. Collar fakes a three. Hangs. Shot. No. Lazima with the rebound. And he fires down the floor for David Heiser.
Just slowed it down. Got to slow it down. Up by 10 with only 2 minutes left.
David Heiser kicks out, and that guy is standing out of bounds. And Bearfield, his coach looks at him and says, yes, you're out of bounds.
Well, now Wilkes has to play full court press here because they only have 2:33 with 10,
yeah.
Down 10, so they got to get a steal right here. And you would think the Aggies that, focus on full court press the whole time, they had a break, and yeah, they broke it right away.
Gomes, Lazima, Diaz, Paulus, and Gee with 2:25 to play and a 10-point lead. Aggies, again, with a win here and a win on Tuesday, would have a good shot at a home playoff game. Gomes for Paulus. Gomes for three. No. 2:07 to play. Colonel's down by double digits again. Somebody's got to pick up the ball. DeMelfi hits post thinks about a three. Leaves it for Fisher. Fisher skip pass. Merrifield drives in behind his back. Over. Post. Three. No. Fisher with the offensive rebound. Wide open to Melfi for two. And a timeout taken by Izzy Metz. Colonel's down 1:46 to play in an 8-point Aggie lead. DeMelfi with 5 now. I missed it. What happened?
Backflip right in front of the football players, and they lost their mind right there.
Okay.
They're still losing their mind. I think that is a little bit of the football team, wrestling team.
Yeah.
So it looks like they unfortunately made them move.
They're not behind the away bench where they are apt to.
And
one of the Aggie students trying to show off his own gymnastic ability. It was not bad. 66-58. Aggies by 8. With a win, Delaware Valley, one thing that would be nice here, they would secure a winning season for the first time in a non-COVID season in a while. It'll be their 13th win. Paulus has it, and he will slow it down. Run some clock. Lazima, as DeMelfi takes a swipe at it. Paulus runs some clock. Bernal Gee drives by, shot blocked. 1:30 to play. Colonel's down 8. So they ran about half a minute, didn't get any points. Colonels will try and get closer. Fisher, wide open look. DeMelfi for three. No. Paulus grabs the rebound. And the Aggies will slow it down. Get across the half-court line first. Fisher steals it from Paulus. And Fisher, no, he's fouled. He'll go to the line. Well,
that's the one thing if you're an Aggie, it cannot happen. You cannot have turnovers
here.
Yeah,
you can't have your point guard losing the ball, your shooting guard losing the ball to the opposing center at half court.
Trent Fisher does lead the team, though, with 25 steals.
Yeah, he's a very nimble big guy.
He's got quick hands.
I bet him and Jalen Watkins would be a fun matchup. Watkins from Arcadia.
Yeah, I think Watkins is a little bit more athletic and a little bit more, has a little bit more explosion.
Yeah.
So
he certainly has a better cast of around him.
Yeah, for sure. So it would definitely be fun one-on-one matchup to have, but just from eye test, I think Watkins has a slight advantage there, but it would be a good matchup.
Ryan Black in, Pernell Gee out, 66-59. Colonels can get a little closer here. Fisher with 20 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks.
Very quiet night from Trent. Like, very good statistic night, but just very quiet as well, though, if that's even possible.
Black for Paulus. Aggies with under a minute to play. And Paulus nearly turned it over again. Ouch, that's a foul. So Melfi comes flying in.
Thought we're watching wrestling or MMA or something right there for a second.
He got in the air, and you could see there was no gravity was going to bring him where he didn't want to be. That's DeMelfi's third. Colonel's seventh, so Gomes will have a 1-and-1 here. His team up 7. Gee back in, Black out. Zima out, Mark in. Colin Post out, Sean Collar in. Game was tied at 55. Aggies have been on a 13-4 run here. And Jordan calmly splashes it home. 11 points for Gomes. Diaz has 10. Gee has 18. Aggies are 10 of 18 from the foul line. Gomes is 4 of 7. Just to make it a 9-point game. No. 67-59, 45 seconds to play. Aggies defending, 3 up, good. And a timeout from Merrifield. Colonels down by 5. 40 seconds to play. Still have life.
Aggies probably just need one more bucket here. Have a good possession, get one more bucket, whether it's a 2 or 3, and I think that should seal the game here. So Coach K's got to draw something up good here.
Colonels 4 of 22 from behind the arc.
And again, just to reiterate, 4 for 22 for Wilkes from the 3-point line. Again, they're coming into today's game leading the MAC Freedom in three-point percentage. They're at, which is at 36.6.
Yes. I think the one thing we've seen is on the women's side, it's DeSales and everybody else by a large margin. On the men's side, DeSales is the favorite, but Wilkes beat DeSales. Del Val played with Stevens. Once you get really past Kings and FU Florham, it really could be a fun tournament. And this is a conference, a couple of years ago, they went through a stretch where the home teams were winless in the conference tournament for like 2 years, where the visitors just constantly won. That was a 4-team tournament. The Aggies were the beneficiary of that one year when they won the tournament by winning a road game at Misericordia and then a road game at DeSales. So the Aggies have one in Lycoming or in Williamsport. They have to finish off the last 40 seconds here. Diaz will call timeout. That was looking like that was headed for disaster. Colonels are out of timeouts, by the way. Wilkes finishes the season home for Kings and then at Stevens, who could be playing for a 2 seed or may already have it locked up at that point. Monarchs won earlier today, defeating FDU Florham. Stevens beat Misericordia. The only other game still in action, it's about like this one. Arcadia 77, Lyco 70, 16 seconds to play in Williamsport.
How did Arcadia start out?
I don't know. 0-9, yeah. I know they said they had problems with COVID and stuff, but man, they looked really good when they were here.
even if it's, like say it was Watkins out for a while, they have a great supporting cast around him. So
yeah, and just 0-9. I mean,
yeah,
that's hard to do. 67-61. Black had Paulus and didn't give it to him. Now they give it to Guy, and Guy will give it to Paulus. 36 seconds. Paulus slows down. He wants to get fouled because he's their best free throw shooter. Guy's pretty good too, and Purnell does get fouled. Merrifield, who's played very well for a freshman point guard here, picks up his second foul. Colonels will bring Fisher back in. I guess they were concerned about foot speed there for Fisher. Fouls aren't really an issue at this point for either team. Purnell unable to hit a free throw that would have come close to sealing this one. Merrifield, oh my goodness. Who's got him? Nobody. 4-point game. Paulus fouled. Aggies 10 of 20 from the foul line. Colonels 15 of 25. Both teams aren't going to make you forget about, they're not the greatest free throw shooting teams in the world, but they're not 50% free throw shooters either. Well, they have been today. Paulus at the line. This is still just 1-1. And he misses. 22 seconds to play. Collar. So the Aggies' best two free throw shooters miss. DeMelfi leading, looking for contact. Got it! It's a 1-point game. And Paulus needs timeout, and he got it. 8.1 seconds to play. And what looked like a comfortable victory now is a nail-biter. A full timeout.
I think we need to check the Rams. Maybe they're bent or something, like that one time Luka pointed it out during the Sixers game. Something's going on here.
Now the Aggies have had free throw misses from their best two free throw shooters to close this out. Paulus, who's a 78% free throw shooter, and Guy, who's an 81% free throw shooter. And the Aggies need to get it inbounds, and then they need to make a free throw, preferably two.
Again, I'm putting my trust in Paulus. Let him take the shots, either him or Guy. I mean, Guy again has that shoulder problem.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would give it to Paulus. Let him take the free throws. Obviously, if you're Wilkes, you want it to give anybody else but Paulus, but
Arcadia has defeated Lycoming in what we hoped this game would look like near the end. They made their free throws and won that one 79-73. So we said the Aggies' best route to a home playoff game involves Lycoming losing and them winning. Halfway there, but they got to finish the deal here. And unlike the women's game, you do not advance it on a timeout, so they will not get to advance it into half court and, play closer to their basket or any of that stuff.
They got big Trent Fisher, too, making sure Diaz isn't get a good look. And
Paulus is fouled. That took 1.3 seconds. And Paulus will get two. Sean Collar picks up his third foul. Again, doesn't mean anything. So it was a 9-point lead with about a minute to play. It's down to 1 with 7 seconds. And Paulus makes it 2. Purnell Guy was going to come in and try and grab the rebound, but there isn't any there. Second one coming. He's got to make it. Colonels are out of timeouts. Aggies have one left. Aggies are going to try and bring Lazima in if Paulus makes it. And he does. And there it is. Lazima comes in. Paulus checks. No, Black checks out. 69-66. Colonels can tie with a 3. Officials say, hold on, let's make sure we have 5 on each team on the floor, and we do. Ball inbounded to Fisher. Fisher turned around to throw it. The guy ran away from him. David Heiser for 3. No, and that will do it. Oh, miscommunication by the Colonels. Fisher caught the ball, and he looked to dish it, but the guy he looked to dish it to went streaking away from the ball, and so he had no one to throw it to.
I wonder if he was trying to set a pick for whoever was coming off there.
Yeah. I don't know what the other player was doing, because once the ball comes across half court, that guy was running into the backcourt. Well, the Aggies survive, and, well, not advance. They were going to play another game anyway, but they survive, and so do their hopes of a home playoff game. Exciting finish. Delaware Valley gets the victory. They improved to 13-10. They secure a winning season for the first time in a long time, not counting last year's COVID-shortened season. And they will be no worse than 5th in the conference playoff picture, possibly better than that. Wilkes with the loss drops to 4-10. They could still be caught by Kings for 6th or 7th, but it probably doesn't matter all that much at this point, as they'll be out of the play-in game, and that's really all that matters. Thoughts about this one? Matt Paulus able to close it out at the line. That was closer than you'd like it to be.
Yeah, I did not think it would come down to some free throws in this game, and then hopefully Wilkes missing a three-pointer. I think Godly Mark is in his head right now, and you hope that goes away, hopefully by Tuesday. So, because again, DeSales is going to be a great test for us, just to see where we are. Again, DeSales #1 seed, and you want to see, can we hang with them? I would think DeSales is going to play their starters, and I want to see. It's going to be a great test, not only for us to hopefully get a home playoff game, but also just to see, where we're at as a team before the one and done games actually start.
Right.
So.
Thank you, Brad. Your final numbers here as we wrap this one up. Delaware Valley shoots 43%, 26 of 60. 5 of 13 from behind the arc, that's 39%. 12 of 23 from the foul line, that's 52%. Colonels on the night shot 43%, 23 of 54. 5 of 24 from behind the arc. Like in the women's game, they really struggled to hit threes until the very end, where the Aggies had that problem, although that game was not close and this one was. Colonels, like the Aggies, rough night at the line, 15 of 25. Trent Fisher was 8 of 16 from there. Aggies out-rebound the Colonels 42-39. Assist to turnover advantage, a -3 for Wilkes, 14 up to 17 down. And the Aggies were a +1, 14 assists to 13 turnovers. Leading scorers for Delaware Valley, Pernell Gee, 18 points, said he was struggling with his shoulder, said he probably wouldn't start. He started and he looked pretty good. 6 of 13 from the floor, a big 3 to make it a 10-point game late in the second half, 5 of 7 from the foul line, and 4 rebounds for the grad student. Other double-digit scores for Delaware Valley, Jordan Gomes with 11 points to go with 3 rebounds. Nestor Diaz very quietly, 10 points to go with 7 rebounds. He was the Aggies' leader in terms of rebounds. For the Colonels, Trent Fisher, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. A very full night, or afternoon, and 34 minutes of action. The Colonels only had one other guy in double figures. It was Matthew Davidizer, the freshman guard from Reading, who finished with 11. Leading rebounder for the Colonels, Fisher with 12. For the Aggies, Diaz with 7. Well, Aggies with the victory.
For the guys.
Improve with the victory to 13-10. Colonels in conference drop to 4-10. Our next broadcast Tuesday night, 6 o'clock women, 8 o'clock men. It'll be the Sales University Bulldogs and your Aggies. Until then, for Eric Hitch, for Tony and Shad, have a good afternoon, everyone.